Hi everyone, McBeard here. It's good to see you. It's been a little while since I've put a video out, and well, we're in public beta now, and it's been crazy, so it's time to make some more content. Nothing's going to be out of date by a day because of the massive changes that were occurring over the PTR. And, I wanted to make sure that the stuff I was putting out was going to be relevant for days to come in case people wanted to try out some of my maybe unorthodox ideas for how to make a deck. And I was wondering what deck would be the best way to start this new block of Gwent that we're all experiencing. We all started at level 1. Once again, yesterday we started cracking our kegs. I cracked 279 kegs from the rank rewards and the changeover rewards. And then I believe there is some sort of keg correction with rank rewards. So then I received another 11 kegs. Plus you get 950 ore from doing all of the challenges, which I recommend you do. That's 9 more kegs, folks. So we did pretty good. We got about 24 legendaries and like 300-ish kegs. I'll take it. It's pretty good. I think some people had some worse luck than me. Some people had better luck than me, but it's pretty good. We got 2 premium legendaries. Felt pretty good. We're on our way to level 10 so we can unlock the leaderboard, and on our way, we've tried 2 decks. I've tried a budget Radovid deck that got me to level 3 so I could mill and create the first deck I really wanted to experiment with, which is Dagon Foglet. And why Dagon Foglet? Not because I think it's going to be the strongest thing ever, but actually because it was using a lot of units and techniques that I felt fell out of vogue. Heavy weather monsters wasn't really popular because consume was king, and ancient foglets and foglets just haven't been seen in a while. So I really wanted to test it out with some of the new toys like Skellige Storm and Ragnarok. So let's check out the deck and we'll play a couple games because I'm trying to get to level 10 as fast as possible. So here's the deck as it stands right now, and I can think of some changes that I might make, as the meta kind of defines itself, and as some of the harder matchups are identified and the easier matchups are identified. So right off the top, you'll notice that there's a lot of weather in this deck, and that's very much on purpose because weather clears are also all over the place because of this card here, Ragnarok. It's a very strong card. Some people are running it, and a clear weather will get rid of the entire thing. So Ragnarok in this case is actually more so to set the stage for getting clears out of the way. Sometimes I'll bait a clear with this card, and I'll usually get 9 value out of it because I probably won't play it unless I make sure that there are at least 3 targets to hit. Or I'm in a position where I really honestly feel like it's the best play. Otherwise, it's very oppressive to play this when you're ahead already, and you know that the Ragnarok ticks will actually keep you ahead. So it's a very strong weather card. I think that a lot of decks can use this card. You don't have to build around it, really. It's just strong. It's just, does your opponent have a board? Start messing it up until they have a solution for it. So it's too bad when they have a solution for it because then it's only 9, but it's great when they don't because it means you probably won the round. So it's very swingy. It walks a line, and but I think it's okay. I don't think it's overpowered, and I think that's my main concern. I'd rather it be arguably underpowered than overpowered, and I think that it still demands an answer, and there seems to still be really just one major answer, and that is First Light, which does clear all weather from your board right now. But it's a good card. Let's not spend too much more time on this card, though. I think it's a hot topic, and it's been a hot topic, but I think it might actually be fine. It might actually be fine. I think when the meta defines itself, this card will probably just it'll be like Ragnarok of old. You'll see it sometimes, you won't see it all the time. There might be a deck that's built around it, but I think it's just going to be very strong. But generally, you're playing your fogs liberally to bring out your foglets. You're using your Necker Warriors to make more foglets, so every time you fog, it's better and better. And you're trying to exhaust your opponent on ways to handle it. This makes Scoia'tael kind of a hard matchup, especially if they're running that spell Scoia'tael build, because they'll have enough clears for actually all of your weather. The Ancient Foglets are kind of filler turns when you have fog on the board. They are threats mainly, and you can place them as removal bait as well. Not that there's a lot of stuff that you really care about sticking around. I'd say that these are actually legitimate removal bait because they're the only things that you lose a lot when they are removed. And I'm not really sold on running 3 of these. I'm really not. They're back at 6 now, which made me think that they could be good again, because when they were nerfed to 5, they faded into obscurity. So I've been running them mostly as tests, but they can get work done for you. But they do bait removal, and since they're the only things that are actually worth removing, they'll attract a lot of it. The Ekamara is a little extra oomph into as carryover, an old style of monsters here. So you can you can use the Ekamara generally on the big crone hero, basket face, or perhaps a bear you've spawned from Blood Curdling Roar. And I like this card, Blood Curdling Roar. It's really cool. You can use Blood Curdling Roar in a number of ways. First of all, in the Nilfgaard matchup, it's quite nice, as it does deny cows and turns them into bears for you. But watch out for Vikavara medics. That is a thing. But I think it's probably in your best interest to kill the cow with the Blood Curdling Roar. In addition to that, you can sacrifice the wolves that come from Woodland Spirit for the Blood Curdling Roar, as well as killing your own Foglith for Blood Curdling Roar. You know, you've played your warriors already, and you know the fog's going to bring them back, and perhaps you have a fog in your hand, so you don't mind playing the Roar. I think maybe 3 might be too much. I might go down to 2 Roars and 3 fogs, believe it or not, because, you know, fog on each row, you want to bait out the weather clears, because when your opponent's out of weather clears and you're holding a Woodland Spirit in your hand with 7 Foglets coming out, as well as the dogs, or Dagon even as well. Dagon and Woodland Spirit feel like almost equal in power, especially because Dagon is 7. So you trade off 1 point of strength and some unit presence as well for Dagon. So it feels like you're running 2 Woodland Spirits, and I think maybe you could make a case for running Renew as well, possibly instead of Ragnarok, but that might be... I think I like Ragnarok right now, but running Renew to get a second Woodland Spirit in this deck is pretty devastating, and I'm going to try that out probably soon. But I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this version right now. Crone's obviously for early round tempo while you do your setup with your Foglets. But it's, you know, the Foglets are strong enough as well. It's not like setting up Neckers before. You don't need to have that extreme lead to set up. It actually just gives you that much more pressure in round 1 to win it. Finally, the Griffin for a little graveyard hate. Queensguard's really popular right now. Caretaker helps you with this as well. Caretaker is generally quite good. If you want to make a round, you know, every game is interesting with Caretaker. That's how I feel about Caretaker. Water Hag for sheer versatility. Now that she can cast, you know, every faction has a mage unit that can do 3 things. 1 is weather, 1 is clear weather, and 1 is a special card. The Lacerate is actually very useful. The rain, not as much, and then also the clear skies. It's our only clear on our side, because unlike previous weather decks, we are as susceptible to weather as any other deck would be. So you can use it for a clear if you feel like your first round is threatened, generally. But usually you're the one who's making all the weather threats. Finally, Skellige Storm and Aeromancy to create a second Skellige Storm, or Aeromancy to create a fog if you need it. Aeromancy is very versatile in this deck. Getting 2 Skellige Storms is pretty good if your opponent can't really position themselves in a way to avoid it. I think that these 3 cards could ultimately be cycled out for something else, but I think this little suite of special cards makes the clear skies feel like they have a lot of value for the opponent, and you can start hitting them with the fog, or vice versa. But generally, the fog is good at the beginning and good at the end of the game, because these guys don't summon foglets. Keep that in mind. So let's jump into a game. I mean, I could use Twitch footage because I played a lot of this yesterday, but every game counts when we're trying to get to level 10. So let's jump in right now into a casual game, because that's all we can do. I'm trying to make a video here, guys. So we're level 5, folks. Let's jump into a game and see if we can't get a little bit further to the leaderboard that we need here. This casual game here for this YouTube exclusive.
Mead! More mead!
Looks like a little Skellige matchup. Skellige can be a tough matchup, but I actually like the matchup with monsters versus Queensguard specifically, mainly because I run the Griffin and I run Caretaker, and there they both are, and that's pretty good. And in addition to that, Skellige Storm's actually pretty brutal to the Queensguards if they can't really like position them behind a gold card to save them, and they just kind of take a lot of damage. So I'll take this out of the picture. That's good. I'll take this out of the picture. That's really good. With a fog. I think I like this hand just fine the way it is. Like it just the way it is. And we get to lead off. And we will do that with Crones. Generally play Crones just for, not just because it's a huge amount of strength in one play, as they always were, but I'm not going to weather any row until I know where I'm going to get the max value from it. Now I know that the melee row is a safe place to put the fog, probably. We may see Bran just start things off. Longship. Interesting. Maybe we put the longships in the wave pool here. I think the thing about why I like playing Skellige Storm here is because when you play Skellig Storm, it ticks for 3. And then if he clears it, he's doing nothing else. And then I can fog the row, and then it kills it. And then he's really behind, because then I can do all my setup. So I'm actually going to do it. I think it's the strongest way to do this here, is actually play Skellig Storm right onto the single ship. I want him to clear it, or I want him to pass, or if he has no answer, like it's all good situations. Either he clears it, and I can kill it with fog, or he passes and I win the round, or finally he doesn't clear it and he has to deal with it. In which case the ship will die anyway, and he can only get so many pings out of it. So he may even just brand now if he doesn't have a solution. Most people are running a first light or 2. Okay, well this is good then. So the ship's going to get killed, and now I can fog the ranged row. Behold the power of weather. So my opponent's really going to have a hard time fighting against this. If he has a clear skies, he's going to probably play it now for sure.
Welcome, chosen one.
He is not doing that. He's going to give me a queenie. Yes, he is. So I can do lots of setup here. Let myself... It's going to run wild here. Now, I do need to get another fog, but I do have Dagon, of course, in Woodland Spirit, and one more bronze fog in the deck. And Aeromancy as well. So it's pretty reliable. It's pretty reliable that I'm going to get that last fog that I'll need to win this matchup,
We serve her who is virgin, mother, and crone.
I am surprised at this. I just don't think that he's going to get enough tempo from this before it just all dies. So this is maybe a cautionary tale to maybe not play into weather so hard, but it's possible he just doesn't care. He just wants to make sure he gets the value here. So here come the Queen's Guards. They're going to go in there, and I'm going to steal one. But I actually kind of want to wait for Dragbondu first. But it does make a difference because I'm not going to bring it back. I mean, the Caretaker is going to be for the other one. I'm getting to a point where I'm probably going to want to pass here.
Hand it to you. Good work.
Triss, not a fan. Triss, not a fan. That's all I do to my opponents. I just yell. I just yell at them. With the Imlereth border. Just yelling. He has two emotes that I use. It's raw and ah.
Hide your stench.
Okay, okay. I wish I had the Ekamara here. So 32 to 18. Winning the first round, though, is like extremely important, especially with Queen's Guard. So I need to probably... I mean, I'm in a situation where I can probably just play anything now. So I'd probably play a Foglet. That's probably the safest thing to do. And then Blood-Curdling Roar on a Fog. Like, he's going to have... Like, if he can't clear the weather, it's just he's not going to win the round. I think that's just straight up how it is. And I can be really pushy. If we go into round 2 and I'm winning, I can be really pushy with Ragnarok.
Billion barrels of burning pitch.
He's just doing what he's doing. The problem is he's not... Like, if he can't win round 1, then he's going to be in big trouble. Bran does struggle a little bit if I'm able to exhaust all of his resources in round 2. But I can just play, like...
Pansy.
I can play, like, anything now. Oh, right. That's right. I stole a Queen's Guard. Well, I just opened myself up to Igni, which is kind of a bummer. Didn't realize I was doing that. It's funny, I forgot. I had an operated Queen's Guard and I stole one. I also can Caretaker one and get 3 Queen's Guard. It's going to be pretty brutal in round 2 when I Caretaker that Queen's Guard. It's going to be pretty deliciously brutal. I can see that Ceres is in there. I know Ceres is in there, so it's just a nice reminder that it's in there. Well, I'm pushing. I could have made a case to actually like wipe out something on my melee row to get it out of Igni range, but I don't think it's really worth it. And I'm going to get the round here. So this is pretty good. I get to open up with Caretaker, which is going to be pretty devastating. And I got 7 Foglets coming out. 7 Foglets coming to the party later this evening.
Hide your stench.
No, not even Morkvark's going to help you. So this is an interesting call here. Do I keep the Ekamara or not? I think I do to actually combat Morkvarg. I mean, I think I do. I think I do keep it. One is 5 and one is 4, so I'll take the 5. I get them all. We're Skelligan now, folks. We're Skelligan now.
Gotta hand it to you. Good work.
God's protector.
I mean, it's not over. It's just it feels good when you can turn it around like that. Ermion looking for an answer here. Dagon is my last card that I'll be playing. I'm going to play Ragnarok now. I just don't think he has a clear. Now he has to play into it or clear it. He may have drawn a clear. He may be running Gremist. I think you can make a case for. I think as long as Ragnarok is like a hot new card, I think that all the mages and all the factions are legit. And there could actually be. I mean, if there's no answer to this, it's possible that my opponent just doesn't want to play this game anymore. We'll see. I mean, again, it's like you can get a lot of explosive power out of Skellige. I've taken a lot of it away. He's just looking for a way to stay ahead here. So he'll take 6. I'll actually just Ekamara the big Queen's Guard here. Lock. So this seems like a pretty good pass here. So he's gonna lose another 5. So he'll be coming into this 9 to 16. And he doesn't have the revive power. So I'm just gonna pass here. So he's got to come up with 7.
What do you need?
This'll do it. This'll do it. Merktebraka is
Pansy.
That's probably not what he meant to do.
Needs a good slap.
Oh, right. Ceres. Ceres is enough. Ceres does make it enough. But he will have to go first. He did play Operator, so he does still have 2 Queen's Guards, but I have 3. Woodland Spirit is an insane draw, I gotta say. It's an insane draw. To the point where I actually wonder if I even keep the Water Hag here. What else would I rather have? An Ancient Foglet? It's probably fine. I'll take the Ancient Foglet. Thanks.
So be it.
Gonna move a Queen's Guard back. Yes, of course you are. Damage self by 1 and adjacent units by 2. So, adjacent units. So the Foglets will come out on this side. Woodland Spirit will protect. Plus I have Dagon. Or specifically I have Dagon. But I would need to play Woodland Spirit to block, I guess, if I really wanted to max this out. I do believe it works like this, so... I open myself up for Igni, but I have another Fog. That's the important part. That's a lot of Foglets, folks. That's a lot of Foglets. I have a good feeling about this.
Hide your stench.
I'm assuming this last card's a Priestess,
Modron Freyr is patient,
which gets him 3
but she
Queenies.
brooks no insult.
You're good.
Which won't be enough.
You're good.
You can see the strength in Queen's Guard, especially with Ceres coming out here too, right? Because I think Morkvar coming back counts. I may be wrong, but that'll be it. And I'm just making sure that. Oh well, no, I'm gonna lose. Burn is gonna tick down. I actually do need to play this, don't I? I don't think this is BM. I think that I actually was at risk of losing more points, just in case from Berna tying it. And there it is. All right, cool. Fog of War. We got one. Queensguard's a really tough matchup right now, so if you're looking to beat Queensguard, maybe this might be the deck for you. Check it out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks to my opponents. I played a couple other games where I got some concedes. They didn't make it into the video, but this one's good enough. I think we'll be posting this one. Great to have you folks. Great to be back. See you again probably tomorrow. And if you're watching Twitch, check me out on twitch.tv/McBearded. We'll be streaming some more tonight. We're trying to unlock that leaderboard. Have a great night, folks. See you soon.